1 Kings chapter 19. And Ahab announced to Jezebel all as much as Elijah did, and as to kill the prophets by the broadsword. And Jezebel sent to Elijah and said, Thus may the gods do to me, and thus may they add, that this hour tomorrow I shall put your life as one life from out of them. And Elijah feared, and rose up, and went forth for his life. And he came into Beersheba of Judah, and left his servant lad there. And he went by the wilderness way a day, and came and stayed underneath a broom shrub. And he asked for his life to die, and said, It is fit. Now, O Lord, take indeed my life from me, for I am not better than my fathers. And he bedded down and slept there under a plant. And behold, a certain angel touched him, and said to him, Rise up and eat. And he looked, and behold, by his head was a cake baked in hot ashes of oaten bread, and a jar of water. And Elijah rose up and ate and drank, and returned and went to bed. And the angel of the Lord returned from a second time, and touched him, and said to him, Rise up, eat, for the journey is great for you. And he rose up, and ate and drank, and went in the strength of that food 40 days and 40 nights unto Mount Horeb. And he entered there into the cave, and rested up there. And behold, a word of the Lord came to him, and said, Why are you here, Elijah? And Elijah said, Being zealous, I am zealous for the Lord Almighty. For the sons of Israel abandoned you, your altar they razed, and your prophets they killed by the broadsword, and I alone am left, and they seek my life to take it. And he said, You shall go forth, and stand before the Lord in the mountain. And behold, the Lord will go by. And there was a great strong wind parting the mountains, and breaking rocks before the Lord. The Lord was not in the wind. And after the wind a rumbling. The Lord was not in the rumbling. And after the rumbling a fire. The Lord was not in the fire. And after the fire a sound of a fine breeze. And there was the Lord. And it came to pass, as Elijah heard, that he covered over his face with his sheepskin, and went forth, and stood by the cave. And behold, before him was a voice, and said, Why are you here, Elijah? And Elijah said, Being zealous, I am zealous for the Lord God Almighty. For the sons of Israel abandoned your covenant, your altars they razed, and your prophets they killed by the broadsword. And I alone am left, and they seek my life to take it. And the Lord said to him, Go, return to your journey, and you shall come unto the way of the wilderness of Damascus, and you shall anoint Hazael as king over Syria. And Jehu, son of Nimshi, you shall anoint as king over Israel. And Elisha, son of Shaphat, from out of Abel Meholah, you shall anoint as prophet instead of you. And it will be the one being delivered from the broadsword of Hazael, Jehu shall put to death. And the one being delivered from the broadsword of Jehu, Elisha shall put to death. And I shall leave behind in Israel 7,000 men, all knees which bend not the knee to Baal, and every mouth which does not do obeisance to him. And he went forth from there, and finds Elisha, son of Shaphat, and he was plowing with oxen. 12 teams were before him, and he was among the 12. And Elijah went forth unto Elisha, and tossed upon him his sheepskin. And Elisha left the oxen, and ran after Elijah, and said, I shall kiss my father and my mother, and I shall follow after you. And he said to him, Go, return, for I have done it to you. And he returned from following after him, and took the teams of oxen, and sacrificed, and cooked them with the equipment of the oxen, and gave to the people, and they ate. And he rose up, and went after Elijah, and ministered to him.